Dear students, welcome to the science class. So in the last class we started with the topic named as light. In that topic we discussing about the laws of reflection. So we already discussed about the first law of reflection. That is nothing but what? It is nothing but angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is always equal to the angle of incidence and angle of reflection are always equal, and angle of reflection are always equal. Angle of reflection are always equal. That is nothing but angle R is equal to angle R. So today we are going to discuss about the second law of reflection. So for that we are going to do an activity. So see here what we are going to do here. We are going to take again a plane mirror. In that plane mirror we are going to project again a beam of light. And we are going to draw that pattern on a paper, or we are going to project that pattern on a paper such that we can see everything. We can identify the incident ray, normal as well as reflected ray. Alright, we are going to take a sheet of the paper on the table. Let this be the table, but it is in top view. We are seeing the table. So on that thing, what we are going to do here, we are going to keep a mirror here. On that thing, we are going to keep a mirror here. This is the sheet of the paper. On that sheet of the paper, we are keeping a mirror here. On that mirror, what we are going to do here, we are going to project a beam of light. So we already know that how we are going to project a beam of light or ray of light by using a cardboard, and in that cardboard we are going to make an hole, or you can take a comb. So we are going to project a ray light ray. So this is the incident light ray. So we already know that incident light ray is going to reflect like this. If we draw the normal here. So this incident light ray, let this be the PO and this will be the OP dash, and this will be the OQ, normal view. So next one we are going to do here, we are going to fold it. We are going to dismantle paper, we are going to fold it, and we are going to see if it is possible to get the reflected ray on the folded paper. So when you fold it up to this point, again that reflected ray is going to project on that folded paper. It is possible that we are going to see that reflected light ray in that folded paper. Again we are going to unfold that paper. Again we are going to see that reflected ray. It is possible to see that reflected ray. So when we unfold that paper, again it is possible that we are going to see that what? See that reflected ray. So if it is not possible to see that reflected ray, that means we can say that the reflected ray is getting inside that folded paper. But when we fold that paper, it is possible that we are seeing the reflected ray. So whatever we are seeing here, this much a paper here, this much whatever we are seeing here, this paper, sheet of paper is nothing but what? It is known as plane. This is known as what? This is known as the one plane. Right after folding the paper, that folded paper becomes the second plane. But we are getting the reflected ray on that folded paper, above that folded paper, not inside that folded paper. So that reflected ray we are seeing in the same plane only. Right, if you check here, if you check this book here, this is the book. So we are getting the reflected light ray here. So we are going to fold that paper. So it is possible that we are going to again see the reflected light ray. Yes, it is possible we are going to see the reflected light ray. Again we are going to unfold it. Again it is possible that we are going to see the reflected light ray here. So whatever seeing here, this much is nothing but what? It is a single plane. So when you fold it, it becomes double plane. But still we are seeing the light ray on the same plane here in this case. So whatever the light ray which are coming here in this case are all in same plane, or all in single plane. So that is nothing but what? It is the second law of reflection. That is nothing but what? It is the second law of reflection. That is nothing but a incident ray, reflected ray, and normal drawn to the point of incidence are all lying in the same plane. are all lying in the same plane. So that is the second law of reflection. So the second law of reflection is what? That is incident ray, reflected ray, incident ray and reflected ray, and normal drawn to the plane of paper, or normal drawn to the both the or point of incidence, normal drawn to the point of incidence are all lie in the same plane, are all lie in the same plane, or all lie in the same plane. So if you check here, this incident ray PO, this reflected ray OP dash and OQ are all lying in the same plane. So this is the second law of reflection. So what are the laws of reflection here? First law is nothing but angle of incidence and the angle of reflection are always equal. Second law is incident ray, reflected ray and normal drawn to the point of incidence are all lying in the same plane. So these are the two laws of reflection. And these two laws are applicable for all the reflections. Wherever you see reflection of the light, reflection of the sound, wherever you go and wherever you see, those laws are same. These two laws are going to applicable. They are going to follow these laws. So any case, in any which case, everywhere if you see, anywhere if you see, there is a reflection is occurring. That means that reflection is going to follow these two laws. These two laws, these are the universal laws. These universal laws are followed everywhere. It is applicable everywhere. So I hope everything is clear about these two laws. First one is the angle I is equal to angle R. Second one is the incident ray, reflected ray, normal drawn to the perpendicular, normal drawn to the point of incidence of plane of that surface is always same. Always same. So next we are going to see about image formation by the plane mirror. So you already know about the properties of the image thus formed by the plane mirror in the 7th standard. Right? That image is nothing but what? It is a virtual image. Right? And it will be upright image, and the size of the image will be same as the size of the object, as well as what? The distance of the object and the distance of the image in a plane mirror both are same. We already discussed that thing. But again we have to discuss that thing to know about more about the image formed by the plane mirror. So before that thing, first we have to know about the what is an image. What is the image? It is nothing but it is a picture of an object. If I want to see my image, that is nothing but I am going to go in front of a camera or in front of a mirror. In that mirror I am going to see my image. So that is nothing but it is an image. So how does an image form? How does an image form? If you take here, if the two light rays are going here in the mirror direction, those two light rays should be meet at some point. When they meet at some point, they are going to form an image. So if you see here, if this is a mirror, if these two light rays are traveling in this direction and they are reflecting or they are reflecting, what they are going to do, after some time they should meet. When they meet, at that time of meeting, they are going to draw or they are going to form images. So whatever the light rays which are traveling from one point to another point, they should intersect. When they intersect, they are going to form image. If they are not intersecting, they are not going to form any images. In the same manner, we have two type of images: virtual images and real images. So about that thing, while discussing about the plane mirror, I am going to tell you. So what is the virtual image and what is the real image? So let us take a mirror here. Let us take a mirror. So this is the mirror. This is a plane mirror. Right. So we are keeping an object on this axis. We are keeping an object on this axis. So we are going to take just this one. This much. this is the axis. So where the object is kept here, let the object is kept here. This is the person here, right? So we know that there should be two light rays, they should emerge or they should intersect or merge, so that there will be the formation of the image. But we already also know that this thing here is a human being. So human being is a non-luminous object, so it doesn't have any light. So from where does it is going to take light, and where does the light rays are going to come from the human being? So since it is a non-luminous object, we already know that non-luminous objects are going to reflect the light rays which are coming from a natural resource. So take the example of the sun. Sun is giving the light to us, so that light is reflecting from us towards the mirror. So I am going to take two light rays which is coming from here. Right. So this person can be drawn in manner of a arrow mark. So this person I am going to draw as an arrow mark, which is not nothing but it is the person. So one light ray is traveling parallel to this axis. One light ray is traveling parallel to this axis, or you can take here, but it's okay, but it is traveling parallel to axis. So what is going to happen? If you see here, the angle of incidence is equal to 0 degree here. If you draw the normal here, right? And what will be the angle of reflection here? It will be also 0 degree. So that whatever the light which is traveling here is going to come back in this direction. Come back in this direction only. Right? So I am going to take another light ray. You already know that for the formation of the image, there are two light rays are required. So I am going to take another light ray which is coming from this person only. So let us take that the light ray is striking at this point. At this point. So this will become normal here. This thing is going to become normal here. This thing is going to become normal, and it is going to become I, that is nothing but angle of incidence. Then what will be the angle of reflection here? It will be same only, so that this light ray is go in this direction after the reflection. Right? So let this be the AB. The object is AB, and this will be the point of incidence. So right, and this will be the C. Right. So see here. One light is reflecting in this direction, another light is reflecting in the downward direction. So is it possible that two light rays are going to intersect at some point, so that they are going to form image? So already we know that for the image formation there is required of the two light rays, they should merge. But here in this case, one light ray is going in this direction. It is going in this direction, another light ray is going in the downward direction. If they are going in this direction, another one is in this direction, is it possible that at some point, beyond some point, they are going to meet? So it is not possible that they are going to meet at some point. So how does in a plane mirror the image is going to form? Image is going to form. So if you see here from this point, here from this point, if you see here, it looks like this light which is reflecting, which is coming back, is coming from inside. It is coming from the inside of the mirror. So actually it is not coming from the inside of the mirror, but it tends that it is coming from the inside of the mirror. For that thing, if you take a ball, for that thing, if you interlink that thing with the ball, if I am throwing the ball in this direction, so ball is going to come in the same path but in the opposite direction. So when I catch that ball, it tends to me that the ball is coming from the wall. But actually it is coming from the wall? No, it is not coming from the wall. But when it hits the wall, it is coming in the same path. That means it tells to us that the ball is coming from the wall, from inside the wall. Someone is throwing the ball from inside the wall. Right? In the same manner, if I throw the ball in the downward section, and the ball is going to go in the downward direction only. So if we catch that ball in the downward direction, when you see it, the ball tends to coming from the inside the mirror at some point. At some point in this direction. In the same manner, we have to interlink that thing. If I see from here, the light ray tends to come inside the mirror. It tends to come from the inside the mirror. Actually, that is not there. This light ray is not there inside the mirror, but it tells to us that the light ray is coming from inside the mirror. In the same way, if you see from here, from the bottom, this light ray tends to come from the inside the mirror again. At this point, from this point, it ends that this light is coming when you see from here. So see here, both the light rays are converging now, intersecting here. Both the light rays are intersecting here. If both the light rays are intersecting, that means we already know that there should be two light rays. Those should be intersect at a point. If they are intersecting at a point, they are going to form image. So here the image is going to form. So the image is going to form. Where it is forming? It is forming the inside the mirror. So if you stand in front of a plane mirror, we are going to see our image inside the plane mirror. Why it is forming? Because of this thing. So we are seeing our image inside the mirror. Right? You may ask that question that, sir, only two light rays are going to form the image? No, for our understanding, we are just taking the only two light rays. That means there will be n number of light rays will be present. So if you see here, this everything, all thing is going to be covered by the light rays. The upper portion is also going to be covered by the light rays, the downward portion is also going to be covered by the light rays. But what required here, we just require two light rays to see the formation of the image. For that reason, we have only two light rays. So this is the image thus formed. So it will be B dash A dash. So this is the A dash B dash is nothing but what? It is the image, and whereas AB is nothing but what? It is the object. AB is nothing but what? It is an object. So if you see here, the height of the object and nothing but size of the object and the size of the image both are same. If you see your image inside a plane mirror, both the size of the object, that nothing but you, and the size of the image that form inside the mirror, both are same only. So here we are going to write the nature or property of that thing. So nature of the image which is formed inside a plane mirror. Nature of the image. So whatever which is given in the textbook, we are understanding here, analyzing here. So the first nature is what? It is the size of the image. Size of image is same as size of the object. Size of object. That is the first condition. You see here the second condition here. At whatever distance we are standing in front of a plane mirror, in the same manner, the image of the image is formed by the object, that is nothing but us. It is at the same distance from the mirror, inside the mirror. Inside the mirror, the image will be at the same distance, whatever the distance we are standing from that mirror. So, the distance between the object, the image distance and the object distance are same. The distance between the object from mirror and the distance between the image from mirror, both are same, are equal. So that is nothing but distance of the object from the mirror and distance of the image from the mirror, both are same, both are equal. So if you move towards the mirror, the image is also going to move towards the mirror. If you move away from the mirror, that image is also going to move away from the mirror only. Right? So this is the second property. Third property, where it is forming, inside the mirror or outside the mirror? It is forming inside the mirror. So whatever the image which is going to form inside the mirror are nothing but what? Those are the virtual image. Those are nothing but what? Virtual image. I am going to say a point about the real image. From that point, we are going to identify what is a virtual image. Right? When you go to the cinema theaters, in that cinema theaters, they are going to project the cinema film on a screen via a projector. So if you see here, from that projector, if it is possible to project a film on or image on a screen, that image is nothing but what? It is the real image. So if it is possible to project the image on a screen, then it is a real image. So if it is possible that whatever the image which is forming here inside the mirror, it is possible that we are going to project that image on a curtains, like curtains is nothing but it is also screen, on wall or on the screen. Is it possible? So it is not possible. Because of that thing, it is a virtual image. And the fourth condition, if you see here, image and the object both are upright. So the image formed here is upright image. Upright image. That is nothing but this image is straight only. It is straight, so that is an upright image. So these are the some nature of the image just formed by the plane mirror. So we already discussed in the 7th class. Right. Now here in this class, what we are going to see, if you see here, I am standing in front of a plane mirror. Right. My right hand in the plane mirror looks like left hand. Right. My right hand inside the plane mirror, it looks like a left hand. My left hand looks like inside the mirror as the right hand. My left leg looks like right leg inside the mirror, and my right leg looks like left leg inside the mirror. If I am playing the right hand cricket in front of a mirror, if I am playing the right hand cricket inside the mirror, it looks like left hand. If I am playing left hand cricket inside the mirror, it looks like he is playing the right hand. If I am bowling by the right hand over the wicket or right hand by the right hand, then inside the mirror it looks like left hand. In the same manner, if I am bowling with the left hand, inside the plane mirror it looks like right hand. So whatever the phenomena which is occurring here in this case, in front of a plane mirror, that is nothing but what? It is known as the lateral inversion. It is known as what? It is known as the lateral inversion. Lateral inversion. So what do you mean by lateral inversion here? Inversion is completely opposite. Completely opposite. Laterally means that's nothing but in vertical direction, not horizontal direction. That's nothing but it is not seen by the volta. Like if I'm standing like this, it is not looking inverted. My head is downward direction and my legs are upward direction. But how it looks like? My right leg looks left and my left leg looks right. So because of that thing, it is known as the lateral inversion. So if you want the definition of the lateral inversion here, lateral inversion is nothing but image from a mirror, the left of the object appears to the right and the right of the appears to the left. This is known as the lateral inversion. So what is the definition here? Image formed by a image formed by a mirror. In that image, the left appears on the right, the left appears on the right, appears on the right, and the right appears on the left, is known as what? It is known as the lateral inversion. It is known as the lateral inversion. So here we discuss everything about the image formed, properties of the image formed by the plane mirror. So these are the properties. So you know, remember these things. You are going to recall this thing again in the 10th class. In the 10th class, we are going to solve some numericals about these things. So up to that point, just remember the properties. For properties of the image formed by the plane mirror, I have to remember this diagram also. So in the next class, we are going to see about the types of the reflection. Up to that point, thank you, take care, stay well, stay well.